This year, I started a new bullet journal and added a few more tools to it. I'm going to set up the month of April and provide a 3-month update on how my bullet journal has been serving me. This year, I upgraded to the second version of the official bullet journal and I'm loving it. These page markers, banging. I never have to count past 5 when setting up my spreads. This thick-ass paper, amazing. Smooth, hardly see-through, and no more speed bumps from stickers when I'm writing on the other side. I do have one complaint though, and it's not about the bullet journal itself. It's this thing, the Leuchtturm pen loop. It's sticking to the back of my journal like a motherfucker, and I can see why it has to. It's annoyingly difficult to shove my pen in here. I'm still hoping this stretches out over time.
It's a little snug. Ooh, gonna have to edit this out. This is not practical.
Alright, so first things first, let's start with the monthly calendar. Before, I would normally go back to my annual setup and copy over the events here. But this year, I've started to keep a luck log, and as of last month, I've decided to use my monthly calendar for this instead. A luck log is where I write in something I'm grateful for, the best thing that's happened to me in the last 24 hours, or something negative that used to happen that no longer happens. I initially started this on a random page that I screwed up on, then I thought of keeping every month together like this, but I didn't like all the flipping back and forth, so now I do it where my monthly calendar used to be, and I just migrate everything from the annual calendar straight onto the daily one. After doing this for 3 months, I've noticed a very slow shift away from consistent negative feelings about certain things that I was having before. Plus, I've started to notice a theme for what type of little things bring me joy. It's kind of nice. It takes 1 second to do, and so far the trade-off has been subtle but effective. On the right side, I practice a longer moment of gratitude, do my monthly reflection, thoughts, and my to-dos. Back in January, I switched the orders around with the intent of reflecting before logging in to-dos, and I will say this has also made a difference. Basically, I end up being more purposeful with my to-dos when I think about what matters first. The prompts that I use for my monthly reflection are what excites me, what drains me, what did I learn, and what did I do to push the needle forward. This section continues to provide me with a lot of insight on my values and improves my self-awareness. So far this year, YouTube continues to be the theme that excites me, having a bunch of stuff scheduled in my week drains me. This month, I've learned that my student loans are probably the root cause of a lot of my stress, and for pushing the needle forward, I can see that I'm consistently working toward my long-term goals every month, so that's good. As for the thoughts section, this is where I let things simmer for reconsideration. Something that might seem like a good idea might only need a few weeks before I realize it's actually something that I don't want in my life, or maybe it is. Ever since I changed my daily setup from my old bullet journal, I've really been liking it. I haven't had any issues with the smaller spaces, and this habit tracker has been really awesome. I've also started putting stickers here for added fun. I mean, look at this K-pop star just rooting for me. So, I have a small confession. Ever since I changed my daily setup to this new format, I've literally screwed it up 2 out of the 3 times. For January, I forgot to not draw the lines all the way down to make room for my new habit tracker, and I numbered the days completely wrong. This is actually the random page that I screwed up on that I mentioned earlier. Then, in February, I lost my mind and did the format of my old spread. Luckily, 28 days fit anyway, and thankfully in March, I didn't screw things up. I'm sharing this just to show that nothing about bullet journaling will be or should be perfect. Anyway, the new habit tracker for working out and eating out is going pretty well. The goal here is to work out more than eat out, or at least be level. It's super easy to see my progress from month to month, and I've noticed a pretty significant impact over time since using it. To be honest, my bigger goal is more associated with finances rather than working out. So even though I worked out less than the previous month, I saved significantly more money. Still a win. Also, I've realized that after making all these bullet journal videos that I've never actually shown how I migrate my journal. So, without further ado, it's time for a migration montage.